All right, Alex here with the Tap Takeover Podcast, continuing our brewery interview series, and this one is a very, very special one. We are privileged to be here at Revolution Brewing in the thick of the Deepwood series release season, and we're speaking with Marty. Marty, can you tell us a little bit about what our listeners can expect, both from our interview today and from the Deepwood series release?
Hey, thanks for watching. I'm not sure what you can expect from the podcast today because we haven't done it yet. But from the Deepwood series, you can expect a lot more oak-focused barrel-aged beers. We will use some playful adjuncts here and there to keep it interesting and fun. But we've got some super high-quality, interesting, in some cases very special and old beers coming out that really focus on barrel and traditional methods and blending.
And we're going to be talking about all of that on the podcast coming up this week. But so you guys have already released two beers at this point, the VSOJ and the Code Switch. Tell us a little bit about those beers. And this coming weekend, you guys have some more stuff coming out. So give us a little sneak peek on that.
Yeah, so VSOJ, very special old straight jacket, is our English-style barley wine aged in American oak bourbon barrels. Straight jacket is typically aged for a year or a little bit more, and we'll do some blending on that as well. But the VSO version, named for the cognac methodology or cognac products, is a blend of 2 and 3 year aged barley wine, and we use a little bit sweeter brew for that as well, or at least a component of that we use for blending. So it's just everything that Straight Jacket is, this is kind of a caricature of that, and it was very well received, staff and public favorite. That's a great beer if you can find it. And then the Code Switch was our collaboration with our friends at Sun King in Indianapolis. We did a strong, slightly dark Belgian ale, aged in Jack Daniels and Wild Turkey barrels, and then brewed it extra dry, extra strong, and then added just a ton of blackberry to it after barrel aging. So it's all unfermented. Even with 5.5 gallons per barrel of fruit, it's still at a pretty impressive 14.5%. And even with all that fruit, it's still the driest beer that we've ever done in the Deepwood program. Nice. And then, just coming up here, we've got our Death Star and variant release party.
So on the podcast, we're going to be doing a side-by-side with last year's Death Star and this year's Death Star. Has the formula changed a little bit? Have you guys kind of switched anything up as far as the barrel aging?
No, we're constantly trying to make minor tweaks and adjustments to these beers, but the nature of these is that they're vintage products. We're dealing with agricultural goods and seasonal changes. The barrels themselves are agricultural products. So we didn't really try to make too many changes. We were trying to focus maybe slightly more on the malt profile this go-round, but it's still a big, bad bruiser. And it's all about blending. We want to make the best barrel-aged beer we can in a given year with the ingredients that we have or the barrels that we have to blend with. So it's not so much trying to hit a certain spec, it's just trying to taste the barrels, taste through the batches, see what we really like, and then we try to maximize those characters through the blending and selection process. The Cafe Deth will be a little bit different this year, and we'll get into that. We actually are using more coffee than we ever have in a beer before for that one. So if you like your Cafe Deth with lots of coffee, I think you're going to be in for a treat. And then we're switching up our fruited variant this year. Last year we did Death by Cherries, which was much more subtle and more about the base beer. This year we're getting a little bit more playful with Death by Currants, and that was a beer that was selected by our fans at what we called the Death Match last year. And everybody liked the currant that we did last year as a draft-only kind of playful product. So we canned it this year, and we're going to release that, and that's just loaded with a ton of really nice fruit character and a lot of tartness. It's a pretty vast departure from anything we've done in the past.
Well, that's pretty cool that you let the listeners, let the drinkers kind of make some decisions on how that beer was going to go.
Yeah, now they can't complain about it.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I think that's a good place to stop. We got to leave the people wanting a little more. Make sure to tune in. We've got a two-part series here with Revolution. It's going to be a supersized series to kind of end the year for us. Can't wait. Cheers.